Happy holidays, Stan the Fan Charles.
Happy holidays to you, and I'm at great disadvantage this morning, Glenn,
How do
because
you
you've
figure?
been up. You've been up for 6 hours.
Yeah, I've been up since the day began. Yikes. Actually, I think that you might be at an advantage because I feel like I'm going to fall asleep at any moment. At
Okay.
any moment.
All right.
I am
All right.
done. And you know what? You don't need an advantage because I am slumping of late, Stan.
All right. Well, that's why I wanted to do it this week.
Yeah.
While you were slumping, I wanted to take advantage because I've been hot. Let's recap real quick as you tell people what we
Yeah, of course.
who
We're
we're brought to
brought
you
to you
by.
by 1-800-GAMBLER, helpmygamblingproblem.org. Give them a call or a text or visit that website for free confidential services if you or a loved one has a gambling problem. And
All
also
right.
brought to you by the Costas Inn, Stan.
That's right, with two locations now, 4100 North Point Boulevard. That's the original classic location. And that's where you got to go for steamed crabs, 410-477-1975. Call them for ahead of time for size, availability, and price point. All right. And new location in Timonium at the Timonium Fairgrounds, right above the grandstand next to the OTB, open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week.
No doubt about it.
All righty, Glenn. Last week we've been brought to you by. We're brought to you by
We just
one
did
eight
that.
hundred.
Yeah, we
Oh,
just talked about them, Stan. Absolutely. We
see, I
love
told you
them.
I was groggy. I
Yeah.
told you I was groggy. All right, let's recap real quick. Last week, Glenn went 1-2. He lost the Raven game. He trusted the Ravens to beat the Patriots. He lost the Buffalo game. Buffalo did win, but they didn't cover. And his lock loser was correct with the New York Jets. He went 1-2. He is now 23-26 plus 3. That's the parlay teasers. And I had New England, I had Philadelphia, and I had the New York Giants. So I went 3-0. I am technically ahead of you if we take the parlay teaser out, 23, 25, and 1. So I have one less loss than you, but I am 3 behind in the parlay teaser. It's time to play this week the Raven game. The Ravens are 2.5-point underdog. Glenn, do you have you've got things there? Okay, all right. I'm a thumbs up if I like the Ravens, and
So
thumbs down.
let's talk about it because people might be watching this video later on in the
Yeah,
week. So Stan, we are live on Wednesday morning, and as of Wednesday morning, one of the problems with doing picks like this, and this is the holidays, it's just what we're dealing
yeah,
with,
yeah.
is we have no idea who's quarterbacking either team in
Right.
Saturday night's game. It's actually probably insane that once upon a time these games wouldn't be on the board until we knew these things.
That's correct.
Now in the world that we live in, you got to be able to bet everything. So the game is on the board. The Packers are 2.5-point favorites. I don't know if that's because Vegas is assuming that both Lamar Jackson and Jordan Love will play, if they're assuming that neither Lamar Jackson
Yeah.
or Jordan Love will play. Neither one of them, it's actually odd. Lamar Jackson was listed as a non-participant in the Ravens walkthrough yesterday. The Packers actually listed Jordan Love as a limited participant,
Right. And
but
Willis as a limited
but
participant.
Jordan Love still hasn't cleared concussion protocol,
Correct.
so he can't play until he gets out of concussion protocol. Malik Willis did tell reporters in Green Bay that if Jordan Love can't go, he will be good to go.
Okay.
So they will not have to go to a third quarterback. It will either be Jordan Love or Malik Willis, and for Baltimore, it will either be Lamar Jackson or Tyler Huntley.
Was there a
So
chance that Joe Flacco would quarterback the Packers?
I don't think although the Bengals are out of it, so what the hell, right? Like,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
so
All right.
this pick is insane,
I know.
but we're
I
gonna do it
know.
anyway.
But we're both equal in
Yep.
picking it. All right. In 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah. You and I are on the same page. It's my week to go first. I'll just say that I think the walls collapsed around the Ravens. And while I give John Harbaugh credit for some things, I thought his excuse about Derrick Henry not playing the last 12 minutes of that game and that he was going to put him back in the game with like a minute and 49 seconds to go when you're not running the ball anyway was absolutely pathetic. I just think the Packers defense will be too much to handle. And I look for a low scoring football game like 13-10
Yeah.
or 13-9. But I think the Packers will handle business.
I'm not sure what to make of this game at all. I think the Packers, with all losing Micah Parsons and then losing Jordan Love, I think they're beleaguered by injury. But in the end, it's a night game at Lambeau Field in late December. And Malik Willis is good enough if he has to play that I'm going to choose to trust the Packers.
And the Packers, the game means more to the Packers.
Frankly,
the Ravens still could.
Yeah, the Ravens don't know yet that they're eliminated. What you're saying is that none of us think the Browns are going to beat the Steelers on Sunday, right. So it probably doesn't matter. But the Ravens, I don't think are going into the game feeling that way. I think they're going into the game. I just think the Packers are better. That's just the reality of it.
All right. It's been a heroic effort by Phillip Rivers. I'm amazed how. I mean, he's not playing great football, but he's playing competent football for the most part. It was a terrible interception at the end of that game. But having said that, Jacksonville is really on a roll. And I think Jacksonville will go into Indy and kind of steamroll them. That game jumped 3 points in 3 days. Jacksonville's now 6.5 point favorite. I like them to cover the 6.5.
I completely get it. I think it's interesting because the Colts were massive dogs the first game that Phillip Rivers played, and then they played that close against the Seahawks, and so they kind of overcompensated from that.
Right.
And I think they realized on Monday night that there's no need to overcompensate anymore, so the number grows a little bit. Yeah. I have been riding with the New Orleans Saints in recent weeks, and it's been about the only thing that's been working for me, so I'm going to keep that train rolling. I'm going to make the Saints my lock winner. They are 3-point favorites on the road at Tennessee. The Saints have won 3 in a row. Tyler Shuck has looked very much the part, which he should. He's 25 years old. He absolutely should look the part. I have no idea why they didn't, have him start at the beginning of the year. They've gotten back into using Taysom Hill in Taysom Hill types of ways. Chris Olave had the best game of his career last week. And the Tennessee Titans, while I understand they did get a win against the sort of hapless quit Chiefs a week ago, with now down to their third string quarterback, I think the Saints are a team with the other part is their defense has been outstanding during this stretch. The Saints are rolling, and at 3 points, I love this. So give me the Saints to keep it going on.
All right, my lock loser is the Arizona Cardinals getting 7 points. Joe Burrow's having fun again for a couple weeks, and I look for him to put up enough points on the board to cover that 7-point spread. So give me Arizona at Cincinnati as my lock loser. Your lock loser, Glenn?
I'm going to go a little bold here, Stan. My lock loser is going to be arguably the best team in football, the Seattle Seahawks, who I love, but they are 7.5-point favorites on the road in Carolina. And
big number on the road.
Big number against a really good team in the Panthers, who is obviously they're now controlling their destiny to win the NFC South and make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to win the game, but I just think the number is unfair to be more than a touchdown. So it's 7.5. That's enough for me to bite. I'm going to make the Seahawks, who I also think are in a letdown spot after that incredibly emotional, insane come from behind victory against the Rams. This is a perfect letdown spot to not play as well as they're capable of playing. We remember what happened to the Rams when they went to Charlotte earlier this season. I'm not saying the Panthers are going to win, but give me the 7.5 points. Seahawks, my lock loser.
All right, and we're doing a parlay twist this week. I'm going to take the New Orleans Saints to win the game. I'm in agreement with you at Tennessee. And I think the two teams together will score over 38.5 points. Glenn, your parlay twist?
My parlay twist for this week is going to be that I think that ultimately The Rams are going to win because they've been doing a lot of that, save for last week. I just didn't feel comfortable with the number on the road in Atlanta, a Falcons team that, again, has been playing good football of late. So I'm going to choose to have this parlay twist be the Rams to win outright. I don't like 8.5 points, but I do also like the over of 49.5. So give me the Rams and the over for my
And
parlay.
again, I point out that technically I'm ahead in the games against point spreads, but Glenn has done very well in the parlay twist. I'm sorry I invented it. He's 3-0. I'm 0-3. So Glenn
Let's
has
keep that train rolling.
Let's keep that train
Let's
rolling.
make it 4-0.
And we've been brought to you by
1-800-GAMBLER, helpmygamblingproblem.org, and the Costas Inn, Stan.
All right. And again, Glenn and I are in agreement that the Packers will take care of business and best the Ravens by more than 2.5. I like Jacksonville as my lock winner, -6.5 over Indy in Indianapolis. Arizona is my lock loser, getting 7 points at Cincinnati. And New Orleans is my parlay twist winner, and the game will be over 38.5. Glenn agrees again that the Green Bay will win over the Ravens by more than 2.5. His lock winner is New Orleans, -3 at Tennessee. His lock loser and a bold pick is the Seahawks, giving 7.5 points to Carolina. And his parlay twist winner, the Rams, and the over 49.5 at Atlanta. That's going to do it for this week. Have a great holiday, Glenn, and to all that follow us, don't follow our picks, but have a great holiday as well.